Teachers in the province reach a tentative deal.
I have my uncertainties about whether this will get ratified or not.
They vote this weekend, and a strike's not off the table yet. Plus, an alarming number of fatal collisions on an Alberta highway.
Excessive speed, distracted driving, and impaired driving.
Friends and family of the latest crash victims step up to help the children left behind.
I just want to kind of wrap them up in some love and support because they really need it.
And shocking video from a coordinated smash and grab.
They basically took over the store.
Thieves make off with $1 million worth of jewelry in minutes.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. A cyclist has died after police say he ran into a barrier that had been moved into a bike lane in the East Village. Investigators are now trying to find a woman believed to have information. Jordan Canagan joins us from near Reconciliation Bridge in the southeast tonight. And Jordan, the man died of his injuries the day after hitting that barrier.
And Tara, this collision happened last Thursday in the area behind me along this river pathway in East Village. Now, it is a busy area with both people and cyclists, and there are barriers that can swing out into the pathway to block it off when river levels get too high. Police say the man was riding an e-bike traveling eastbound on the path at 10:45 a.m. when he went under the Reconciliation Bridge, then collided with that swinging barrier. The collision knocked the man to the ground and he was rushed to hospital. He died of his injuries the next day. Security cameras caught a woman near the barrier just minutes before. Police are trying to speak to someone. They say a woman moved the swinging gate into the cycle path, and they're now looking for a woman connected to the case. She has long, dark hair tied with a ponytail with a white ribbon. She was wearing a shirt that has the words "Peace for All" on it. The man who died was in his 80s. Police are now asking anyone who may recognize that woman or have information related to this case to contact them or Crime Stoppers. Tara?
Okay, Jordan Canagan reporting. Jordan, thank you. Some cautious optimism for students and families across Alberta. The government and the teachers' union have reached a tentative agreement on a new contract. Terry Fikowski joins us with more on this development. And Terry, this possible deal still comes with a looming strike deadline.
Tara, now the teachers will vote on the new deal, which could avert a possible strike in just under 2 weeks' time, but we're not out of the woods just yet. The Alberta Teachers Association and Finance Minister announced a proposed deal this morning, but aren't sharing many details about it. A copy obtained by the Canadian Press shows it varies little from the government's standing offer, including the same salary increase of 12% over 4 years and the hiring of 3,000 teachers over 3 years. One change is the province will cover COVID-19 vaccines for teachers, with most Albertans having to pay out of pocket for the shot this year. But that proposal was rejected back in May, and 51,000 teachers at public, Catholic and Francophone schools have threatened to walk off the job on October 6th if a deal isn't reached. An expert on labor relations tells CTV News he's doubtful this vote will be much different.
I think there is a significant level of anger and frustration amongst teachers in this province, and the two sets of negotiating teams hopefully recognize that and have figured out something to put in there for them. But if it looks like the deal I think it might be, I wouldn't be holding my breath.
Now, teachers will vote on this new tentative agreement between Saturday and Monday. If they agree to it, a strike is averted. If they don't, the strike will go ahead October 6th, unless, of course, another deal can be voted on before then, which, of course, would be quite tight. Tara, the Calgary Board of Education says it is business as usual at schools as it awaits the results of this vote.
Okay, Terry, thank you. A mother and child from Hannah are being remembered tonight after a fiery crash east of our city, claimed their lives. The crash a week ago on Highway 9 also injured two of her other children, who are now recovering. It's a stretch of road that is prominent for fatal collisions, and the province is planning to make it safer. Here's Tyson Fedor.
They were less than 2 hours from home. 36-year-old Amanda Coleman and her 3 kids were traveling north last Wednesday on Highway 9. Their vehicle then struck a semi-truck at Highway 566 and burst into flames. Amanda and 2-year-old Brooklyn were killed. 10-year-old Caden and 6-year-old Declan survived.
Caden crawled through the back seat with a broken arm and broken fingers and got helped get Declan out of the truck. So he's really a hero, and I know he doesn't feel like it right now, but he really is.
The family was driving back home to Hannah from a trip to BC.
I'm just really lucky to have got to know Amanda and Brooklyn so well and to have got to spend so much time with her because she was really just an absolute joy.
Coleman worked 2 jobs to provide for her kids, and her friend Kaylee Elliott would help babysit.
She's a single mom and works really hard, and so she went back to work when Brooklyn was 4 months old.
But a short stretch of Highway 9 has seen plenty of fatalities. In August, a 28-year-old bicycle man was killed at the Highway 564 intersection after colliding with a semi-truck. In July, a person died near Irricana, while in June, a 25-year-old also died near Bicycle.
We know that most of our fatalities are caused by usually the same thing: excessive speed, distracted driving, and impaired driving, and so forth.
But the intersection of Highways 9 and 564, just 6.5 kilometers south of where Coleman and her daughter died, has been particularly troublesome. 4 people were killed there last year in one crash.
The RCMP, we know on average we will attend about 250 fatal collisions on Alberta highways.
The province says it has identified a roundabout for the intersection. Transportation Minister Devin Dreeshen says the province is hiring an engineering consultant to move the project forward, and it will be part of capital planning for budget 2026.
We look at one thing on Highway 9, we're not going to find it.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Rocky View County.
A link to the GoFundMe can be found on our website. More than $11,000 has been raised so far. It is day 4 of the search for 5-year-old Darius McDougall in the Crow's Nest Pass. Darius was hiking with his 6 siblings when he became separated Sunday morning. The Crow's Nest Lake Bible Camp has reopened after the summer season to provide accommodation now for search and rescue teams, and the Salvation Army is providing meals. Crews continue to search in the air and on the ground.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A Calgary woman badly injured after tripping on an uneven sidewalk says she's been denied medical compensation from the city. The 62-year-old suffered multiple cuts and bruises after stumbling over an elevated crack in the concrete. But as Tim Brooke explains, this low-income Calgarian says the city won't help her with her medical expenses.
Ingrid Norman's evening walks in Chaparral Valley used to be about peace and relaxation. These days, when they do happen, they're a lot different.
I'm afraid to go out. I'll try and ask a neighbor or my son or somebody to go with me.
That's because in early August, Norman was badly injured. She says her foot hit a crack in the sidewalk, a concrete ledge roughly 1.5 inches high, and she fell forward onto her head.
My glasses lacerated my eye. I was knocked unconscious.
Nearby neighbors were able to hear her calls for help and eventually get medical attention. But Norman's current list of bone bruises, scars, and lacerations is long. Expensive physiotherapy, chiropractic, and rehabilitation treatment is needed, so she filled out a city claim form for sidewalk trips and falls.
An amount was offered, like negotiated, try and get me more information, get me more quotes, go to your doctor.
Those quotes total about $1,400, but Norman's request has been completely denied. A letter from the city saying as much states a municipality is liable only if it knew or should have known of the state of repair. The city's legal representative argues crews weren't aware of the crack, so there would be no negligence on behalf of the mobility department or liability resting with the city of Calgary.
There's no opportunity for physiotherapy, like nothing.
Norman is on social assistance. Without help, she's had to delay treatments and rely on a cane and glasses with an old prescription. The crack has since been repaired.
It can happen to anybody. There's just no way you can have perfectly safe sidewalks. There's always going to be a heaving here or, a tree root there.
A city spokesperson would only tell CTV News they can't speak to the claim due to privacy. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Chaparral Valley is within the flood fringe of the Bow River, and residents often cite drainage issues. The town of Coaldale is hitting the brakes on photo radar, at least until the end of the year. The decision was made in response to the town locking out its employees earlier this month over a labor dispute, as well as ongoing contract negotiations at Canada Post. The mayor says if someone receives a traffic ticket, it should be delivered in a timely manner, not months later due to the disruptions. He says there is currently a backlog of photo radar tickets. Moving forward, drivers caught speeding will be sent warnings instead of tickets. Council will review the photo radar program in the new year. The new bridge on the west end of Stony Trail over the Bow River has been named in honor of a fallen soldier. The Corporal Nathan Hornberg Memorial Bridge was unveiled 18 years to the day after he died in Afghanistan. Hornberg was recovering a disabled tank when he was killed in 2007. His sister says the dedication is an incredible honor for the family.
It makes sense. This is Nathan's hometown. He and I grew up just 15 minutes away in Glamorgan, and it's incredible to think that everybody driving across this bridge is going to see his name.
Herbert says many of the men who served with Nathan still gather with the family on the anniversary of his death. The signs will be placed on both directions near the bridge. Well, Danielle is on location tonight enjoying the sunset from the Alberta Cancer Foundation Lottery Dream Villa. Danielle.
Yeah, out here in West Springs. It's stunning. But today we needed an extra layer, didn't we? We knew it was coming. Yesterday's high was 27. Today's high so far, 16. I mean, we may not add another degree before the day is all said and done, but probably not. So we're 11 degrees cooler today compared to yesterday, and that's because of those cooler winds predominantly out of the north today. Calm right now, but could be gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour for the next couple of hours. Then things will quiet down overnight. As they quiet down, check out that overnight low, just 5 degrees. So yes, it's that time of year where we get those chilly nights, and chilly starts to the day as well. Just 7 degrees at 8 a.m. when off to work and school. Tomorrow, a whole lot of sunshine expected. A couple clouds will creep in later in the afternoon, and it will be a warm one tomorrow with a high of 25. So warmer than today, that's for sure. Your full forecast coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Still to come, healthcare wait lists swell in this province. Nearly 500,000 patients are waiting for surgery, diagnostics, or specialists. What frustrated patients are telling us tonight. And they swarmed the store with one motive: grab as much as possible quickly and get out. Police now searching for more than a dozen thieves. A new study says more Albertans are waiting for important health care services even after the pressure of the pandemic has eased. While wait times for surgeries, scans, and specialists is well documented, this study says more and more people are waiting for those appointments. As Stephanie Thomas reports, some Albertans are willing to pay to be seen. Others say they just feel left behind.
Mary Jane Faubert could hardly walk. Multiple doctors told her she needed a knee replacement, but to book at an Edmonton hospital was going to take over a year.
It takes you a year because you have to get an x-ray, then you get in line for an MRI, then you see a surgeon, and then you try the other things, you try the cortisone shots.
So she went to Toronto on July 22nd and paid $30,000 out of pocket, not including travel expenses.
The type of service I got was exceptional. But shouldn't all healthcare be exceptional, no matter if you pay for it?
She's not counting on Alberta Health Services for reimbursement. Ashley and Alex Nikolova say each of their separate health concerns have been dismissed or involved long waits. Most urgently, Alex has a 1.5 year wait for a gynecologist after a negative experience in the emergency department last July.
That's insane, because by that time the problem could, increase into a larger concern or worse symptoms.
We left feeling defeated, and I was so worried about my wife because at that point she was still bleeding profusely, we were a number that they were trying to usher out the door.
These Albertans are not alone, according to a public policy think tank. Through Freedom of Information requests and provincial postings, secondstreet.org found that more Albertans are waiting. Since 2022, 6,000 more Albertans are waiting for surgery, 70,000 more are wanting diagnostic imaging. The total for Canadians on a wait list is about 3.7 million, but a spokesperson says the patchwork of data collected could make it closer to 5.8 million.
Really, the big takeaway is just that these numbers everywhere are far too high, and that we really need to get started on some serious health reform.
In an emailed statement to CTV News, the Ministry for Hospital and Surgical Health Services says Alberta's government knows there is more work to do to reduce wait times across our healthcare system, adding, we need to do more.
And Stephanie's outside Rocky View Hospital tonight. So, Steph, what else did the province have to say? Our apologies, we've obviously lost Stephanie there. Well, it is a great day to give blood to help children who are battling cancer. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and these families are paying tribute to the bravery of their kids as they face their diagnoses. They also want to thank everyone who donates blood or plasma for giving the gift of life. Every year, about 1,000 Canadian children under the age of 15 are diagnosed with cancer. Over 86% survive thanks to treatment and donations of blood and money.
My son was diagnosed with AML, leukemia, in 2021, and he had a stem cell transplant in 2021. So I think it's important for everyone to donate blood and to be on the stem cells registry. So I'm here to advocate for kids with cancer.
For more information on donations, you can log on to blood.ca. Health Canada is contradicting claims from Donald Trump when it comes to Tylenol. Health Canada says there is no conclusive evidence that using acetaminophen as directed during pregnancy causes autism or other neurodevelopmental disorders. The agency adds it's still the recommended treatment of pain and fever in pregnancy, warning that not treating those symptoms can pose risks to the unborn child. Acetaminophen is the generic name for Tylenol. Trump made the unproven claims about the drug at a news conference earlier this week.
This is CTV News Calgary.
Well, let's go back out to Danielle on location at the Alberta Cancer Foundation Lottery Dream Villa. Danielle.
We're having a lot of fun here. There's a ping pong table here. We're in a very beautiful upper level that we'll talk more about in just a second. Actually, I'm with Ashley Tyler from Alberta Cancer Foundation, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for being here.
And I think the biggest thing to clarify first for your longtime supporters, what is the name of this lottery?
Yes, great question. So for the past 25 years, we've been known as the Cash and Cards Lottery, but we're switching gears, revving it up a little bit. And now it's the Alberta Cancer Foundation Lottery, which now combines our mission and our cause into our name.
Okay, that's incredible. Okay, so tomorrow's a big day. Midnight tomorrow is a deadline, early bird deadline. What can you win with that?
Yeah, early bird, really, really exciting. We have a BMW M4 convertible, super rare in Alberta, or take $125,000 cash. So super important to get in tomorrow before midnight.
Okay, amazing. And then we are in a stunning home in West Springs. Views basically around the entire place. Can you talk a little bit about what this home offers?
Absolutely. So right now we're in a $2.8 million Truman Dream Villa. It's a very unique penthouse here in West Springs. Around us is a 600 square foot panoramic view of the mountain patio. It's so nice. It's got that beautiful view we love in Alberta. 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, exquisite luxury finishes. It's truly extraordinary, and our largest grand prize choice option to date. It's one of 3 multi-million-dollar options if you do win the grand prize.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. Okay, and of course, a beautiful home, but where does the money go, the proceeds?
Yeah, the lottery is a huge part of what allows the Alberta Cancer Foundation to make life better for Albertans facing cancer. 1 in 2 will face a diagnosis in their lifetime, so the funds from the lottery help in 2 major ways. One is the Patient Financial Assistance Program, helping approximately 600 people per year with their financial burdens because of cancer care, and also a clinical trials. So at any given time, 200 approximately are happening around Alberta. We fund all of them, giving patients who are going through cancer more hope for possible more time with their family and their loved ones. And it does allow us to hopefully elevate standard of care.
That's incredible. So people have to get their tickets before midnight tomorrow. Keep that in mind because you can win a beautiful car. What else is beautiful? The weather. I mean, it's not as warm today as it was yesterday. We're at 16 right now, and that's our daytime high, and yesterday's high was 27, so quite a difference, of course, a day makes. We'll bounce back up tomorrow, don't worry. All right, so we had a little bit of cloud cover. The winds picked up a little bit, up to 40 kilometers per hour at times, but you can see the clouds are going to be forced up tomorrow along that jet stream. That's because we have a ridge of high pressure that will build in tomorrow. Friday, that deteriorates, so we'll have more cloud cover, as you can see here, and the chance of showers, smaller chance in the city anyway. Okay, looking at that longer range forecast, your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. And for tomorrow, you are looking at a high of 25 degrees, and that comes with nothing but sun thanks to the ridge of high pressure. By Friday, we dip down again to 19, small chance of showers, a little bit of cloud cover, and then a mix of sun and cloud through the weekend with highs around that 20 mark. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. The Supreme Court of Canada has granted a last-minute stay to 400 ostriches on a BC farm. The cull will remain on hold until the High Court considers an application for leave to appeal. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has been on the farm in the West Kootenay region of BC for days, preparing for the cull of nearly 400 birds. The CFIA will remain there, maintaining custody of the ostriches until the ruling is made. The cull order was given shortly after avian flu was detected in the flock last December. Tensions have been mounting at the farm, and overnight a hay wall was set on fire. Police are now investigating. In Texas, 2 migrants were killed and 1 was hurt in a shooting at an immigration facility.
I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
Investigators believe the gunman opened fire from a rooftop near an immigration field office. The FBI released images showing an unspent shell casing engraved with the phrase anti-ICE. The agency has been at the forefront of the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration. Although the people killed in today's shooting were migrants, Texas Senator Ted Cruz tied the incident to the way some critics have targeted immigration officials directly. The 29-year-old gunman died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A mob of thieves ransacked a jewelry store in California. They were armed and they wore masks, and they got away with a haul of about $1 million. Francis Wang reports.
So when they went in, they basically took over the store.
It was a Monday afternoon when San Ramon police say nearly 25 suspects, at least 3 armed with guns, stormed Heller Jewelers at City Center Bishop Ranch.
The crowbars and the pickaxes, and basically taking whatever jewelry was available.
Cell phone video shows the suspects locked inside of the store, at least one firing a shot to break the glass door open. Police tell ABC 7 News this was a security measure put in place after the store was robbed 2 years ago. Now, a security guard must press a button to let people out.
What ended up happening was once the suspects went in, the door locked behind them.
Police credit a 2023 grant for organized retail theft with helping them respond quickly. A newly acquired drone captured the suspects trying to flee. 6 getaway cars were waiting about 100 feet away in the valet area.
It shows all the suspect vehicles as well as all the suspects entering, leaving their cars and entering their.
Officers pursued the suspects until the chase posed a danger to the public. But with help from nearby law enforcement and detailed footage of the suspects' actions, San Ramon police were able to quickly arrest 7 of the nearly 24 involved. All 7 are from Oakland, ranging in age from 17 to 31, and are believed to be connected to similar crimes across the Bay Area.
This is not their first time doing something like this.
So far, police have recovered 2 guns and some jewelry left behind. Many of the getaway vehicles had been reported stolen. Despite the arrest, the group still managed to escape with roughly $1 million worth of goods.
Definitely a well-orchestrated event that requires a lot of investigation on the back end.
Police warn that the group won't stay hidden for long, and when they're caught, it could be the key to solving several crimes in the region.
Wow. Well, still to come, an uncertain future for an inner city building. It's brought the community together for years, but dozens of agencies will soon have to go. And they're really putting their back into it. Hundreds of people gather to drag an airplane, all for a good cause. The country's largest mental health and addiction recovery conference is underway in Calgary. Hundreds gathered at the TELUS Convention Centre for the Recovery Capital Conference, sharing ideas and success stories when it comes to treating mental health and addiction. The event was started by the Last Door Recovery Society 9 years ago as a central location for industries to come together and come up with new ideas.
And the pathways to recovery, although there are many philosophies, it's all about the pursuit of wellness, well-being, and always happening. Recovery is a process, and it's going to take a long time to keep recovering to get well.
Ganchi estimates about 70% of the people at the conference this year have lived experience with addictions treatment. Banded together in a building in the Beltline, the Arusha Centre has supported community agencies since 1975. But a half-century of service could come to an end soon, as the groups now have just a week until they have to move out. As Tyler Barrow explains, with nowhere to go, they are pushing to stay.
Save the old wine!
Calgary culture, climate, arts, sexuality, and other advocacy groups are all coming together and forming the Save the Old Y coalition.
We're looking to keep the building going.
The Old Y, now known as the Arusha Centre, is seeking a lease takeover. The city had a lease with the nonprofit Community-Wise Resources Centre, which has now left the building. Last week, the city called for expression of interest for a tenant who can work with the city to preserve the heritage building and maintain a space, in their words, for community to thrive.
Appreciate that they want to keep it a community hub, but that's my understanding of what the building is now.
The facility supports 65 groups, including the Calgary Narrative Collection, Hispanic Arts Society, Lavender Club YYC, Queer Calgary, and Calgary Cinematheque.
Well, we've been here since 2014, and it keeps us connected to the downtown core and keeps us accessible to our venues.
And they aren't the only organization searching for a new home. Members of the Calgary Eritrean Canadian Culture and Civic Centre are already moving out. Current tenants having a hard time processing the soon-to-be reality as the lease ends September 30th.
I think about all of the people we're going to lose connection to and who aren't going to know where to turn.
The Beltline Neighbourhoods Association hopes a deal can be struck.
Really a hub for community that has made the Beltline such a strong Beltline.
It's going to be empty for an indeterminate amount of time unless the city decides to cooperate with us.
In response, the city says it invited the prior tenant with their subtenants an opportunity to remain at the Old Y for 18 months while the expression of interest was open. But the city says the tenant declined to continue the lease, leaving the community groups it once supported homeless. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Since it is a designated heritage building, the site cannot be demolished. It was built in the early 1900s. A few tears were likely spilled over this accident. A highway full of beer after the truck hauling it hits an overpass. Our trending videos are next. Volunteers hauled in $56,000 today to help people who need to travel for medical reasons. It wasn't easy. They did it by hauling a 30,000-kilogram aircraft across a 100-meter tow line. The Haul for Hope fundraiser is in support of Hope Air. That's a charity that helps offset the cost of medical travel. It provides free flights, accommodations, airport ground transportation, and meal vouchers for families and individuals. Organizers say the generosity of Calgarians helps in the toughest of times.
That people are willing to give a hand to those who need help, the most vulnerable, not just in our city, but in our province and across the country. So I think it speaks volumes that it's like Alberta strong, there to support their neighbors and to support Canadians overall.
21 teams took part in Haul for Hope today. Well, now I feel like we had a lazy day. We didn't pull an aircraft.
We sure didn't do that, did we?
It's kind of easy, I guess. Well, as they say, there's no use crying over spilt milk, but you could maybe cry over this one. A tractor trailer in Rhode Island spilled cases of beer when it hit a bridge support. Just ahead of the morning commute, eyewitnesses say there was beer all over the highway. Presumably many frustrated beer drinkers at home too, because those deliveries certainly never made it to the store.
I'd be in tears for days.
Beer shortage in Rhode Island tonight. The Cincinnati Zoo welcomed its newest resident over the weekend in the form of a very special, very tiny delivery. The zoo says 12-year-old Western lowland gorilla Gladys gave birth to a baby boy over the weekend, and things seem to be going very well. This is the first baby for both Gladys and the father, 23-year-old silverback gorilla Mbelly. The zoo says Mbelly will remain pretty hands-off, but will protect the mom and baby within their social group. Western lowland gorillas are considered critically endangered, with fewer than 175,000 left in the wild.
Cute little fella.
That is one cute baby. Yeah. Mattel has released its new Brave Barbie and Ken dolls. The dolls are meant to encourage children living with illness-related hair loss. The company claims the Brave Barbie is the only toy in the world created exclusively for nonprofit partners. 10,000 dolls will go to children living with cancer or autoimmune diseases.
Love it.
That's fantastic.
Yep, fantastic.
Love that idea. Well, still to come, a Canmore family is patiently waiting for new treatments to help their son. The 6-year-old is battling a genetic disorder that has no cure. They're now working to change that. Stay with us.
All right, here's your Skywatch weather camera, and we're doing okay for this first official week of fall. Yes, today cooler than yesterday, significantly, but still stunning and still quite nice. Just you needed an extra layer today. Tomorrow you probably won't need that, just for the morning hours. It will be cold in the morning. In fact, we're just looking at about 7 degrees at 8 a.m. But by tomorrow afternoon, we'll get into those mid-20s once again. We're certainly not in the mid-20s now. It's 16 in Calgary, 19 in Brooks, 21 in Medicine Hat, 19 in Lethbridge and Milk River. All right, your Action Furnace 24-hour forecast. Action Furnace fixed right or it's free. Now for the evening hours, we're looking at gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour possible. We already had that a little bit at times today, more sporadically, but we will get that for maybe another hour or two and then quiets down overnight. 5 degrees overnight, so that's a cold one for us. And again, just 7 degrees at 8 a.m. 25 degrees is our daytime high for tomorrow, so much warmer than today. Taking a little dance around to other communities in BC. So Kelowna, 23 degrees is a high for tomorrow. Fernie, though, 26 with a whole lot of sunshine. Edmonton, mainly sunny as well, and a high of 21. Red Deer, 23. Coronation, 23. Drumheller, look at that. Drumheller, High River, 27 degrees. And as we look at Lethbridge, 29, and close to that 30 mark as well for Brooks, Medicine Hat, Milk River. Pincher Creek will be a little windy, up to 50, even 60 kilometers per hour. That will be winds out of the west, so a warmer wind, which will get the Pincher Creek area up to a high of 26. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. A tentative agreement has been reached between the Alberta government and the teachers' union. But teachers rejected a similar proposal back in May, and they have threatened to walk off the job on October 6th if a deal isn't reached. They will vote on this tentative agreement between Saturday and Monday. A man in his 80s has died after his e-bike ran into a barrier on the river pathway. Police say a woman moved a gate and the cyclist ran into it. They are now looking for the woman. Alberta's surgical and diagnostic wait lists have grown since the pandemic, now topping 500,000 patients. But the province says that Alberta is performing better than the national average for hip replacements and fractures, knee replacements, and radiation therapy. A Canmore family says it is making every moment count with their 6-year-old son who lives with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. The progressive genetic disorder causes muscles to weaken until the body loses all of its mobility. Mark Villani reports on this month's awareness campaign and the urgency for access to life-changing treatments.
Oliver Masnada is described as an adventurer. The 6-year-old is always out riding his bike with his little sister Nella, skiing any chance he gets. He's even parachuted from thousands of feet in the air.
We just love him so much, and he just brings us so much joy. He's just a lovely brother to his sister.
Loves coloring, loves to be just building stuff, Legos, like any little boy.
But these moments are slowly fading. Just 3 years ago, Oliver was diagnosed with Duchenne Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Your life gets crushed. Everything that you've imagined for yourself goes away.
The condition, found only in young boys, causes muscles to weaken over time until mobility is completely lost due to the body's inability to produce an essential protein. It comes with a life expectancy around the late 20s to early 30s, and there's no cure. Only limited steroid treatments, none of which are approved by Health Canada.
It's so critical to get him on these treatments while he's mobile, because if we miss this window, he's already going to be in wheelchair and there's no coming back from that.
So we have to basically send my wife and my kids to Europe to our family, where that treatment is available for Oliver.
September marks Duchenne Awareness Month, although without a cure, Oliver's family is already raising funds for power assist on his wheelchair and other mobility devices. Doctors say early support is essential.
Physiotherapy, occupational therapy, social work, psychology, as well as heart and lung specialists, because this is basically a whole body disease.
But this kid is still choosing to stay strong.
I love you, Mom and Dad.
And his parents are with him for every single day ahead.
Just live every moment like it's the last.
We cannot, be sorry for ourselves. If he can fight and be happy, so will we.
Mark Villani, CTV News in Canmore.
There are reports Washington wants to invest in another company, one that is Canadian. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez.
The U.S. could take a stake in a Canadian mining company operating in the U.S. Lithium Americas is developing a copper mine in Nevada. The company's in the process of renegotiating a $2.3 billion U.S. loan from the U.S. Energy Department. As part of that, Washington may be considering taking a 10% stake in the company, like it recently did with Intel. Here's a look at how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar down to $71.95. West Texas Intermediate up $1.40 to $64.81. Western Canadian Select is up over $1 to $51.70. And the TSX is down 58 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
The Forever Canadian group is hitting the road to gather more signatures for its petition. Former Alberta politician Thomas Lukaszuk is behind the group, trying to get the province to declare remaining in Canada its official policy. It needs to collect nearly 300,000 signatures over the next few weeks. Lukaszuk will be traveling by motorhome throughout the province to drum up support. While the total number of signatures collected so far is unknown, one volunteer says she's already collected more than 1,200.
People are so happy to see me coming right around to their door because they don't know where to go and get signs, signatures, to take their signatures. So people are welcoming me into their home, and they're very happy to see us.
We now know that in order to reach that number, we can't just collect signatures in large cities. We have to reach out to rural Alberta and to give everybody an opportunity to sign this petition.
Lukaszuk says the first batch of petitions will be coming in later this week. That's when they'll know just how close they are to reaching 300,000 signatures. They have until October 28th to collect names. For the first time in 30 years, RCMP officers are getting an update to their uniform shirts. The service says it's working to modernize the uniforms worn by members, and it will be rolling out these new navy blue shirts on a province-by-province basis starting in PEI next month. The RCMP says the process will take 18 months, so some officers will still be wearing the original gray shirts for a while. The Stampeders play in Montreal on Friday, and there are a lot of questions about who'll be the starting QB after Vernon Adams Jr. was injured. Glenn has a preview for us next. Great Western is out, and Molson Coors products are in at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Flames ownership has announced a new beer partnership. Molson Canadian is now the official beer of the Flames, replacing Original 16. Draft and cans of Coors Light, Coors Original, and Blue Moon are now available throughout the arena. Dutton's Canadian Lounge is being renamed as Molson Hockey House at Dutton's. The Calgary Flames beat the Seattle Kraken 4-1 in preseason play last night. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, some pretty good performances out there.
Tara, Rory Caron's probably the best of the performances. He had a goal and an assist to lead the Flames. The Flames back in action tonight. They're in Abbotsford to play the Canucks, and defenseman Joel Hanley will be in the lineup for the Flames tonight, but he won't have his usual defensive partner, Mackenzie Weegar, who's not on this trip. Hanley was a pleasant surprise for the Flames last year. Had to work his way into the lineup, but once he got there and paired with Uyghur, well, there was no taking him out. There was instant chemistry. Hanley is steady out there, a solid defenseman. Hanley says it's great to be paired with a defenseman like Uyghur.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys know what Weeks brings. He's an amazing player, and I just want to continue to build what we had last season. And I know it's obviously a new season, so my mentality is just to get better and earn my spot every day, and not take a day for granted.
Joel is, I think he's an easy guy to play with because he's always in the right spot. So whether you're a veteran player or a younger guy, I think he just he does things that are easily readable. Like, there's no confusion with the way he plays the game. And I think the other thing that he does is his work ethic is off the charts. So there isn't really a more competitive guy on our back end.
Flames and Canucks. Puck drop for that game is at 8 o'clock our time from Abbotsford, BC. Calgary Stampeders will look to put an end to their two-game losing streak on Friday night as they're in Montreal to play the Alouettes. The big question all week at Stamps practice is who's going to be playing quarterback on Friday night against the Owls. Starter Vernon Adams Jr. was hurt on this play against the Lions last week and has been limited at practice.
Yeah, it's my back, so just got to keep going each day.
On Wednesday, Adams looked better and took more snaps. Head coach Dave Dickinson declared him good to go.
He looks good to go, so feel good that he's passed all the hurdles he needs to, and now who's ever gotten that, whoever's playing, VA's our guy. Good decisions, be a tough guy out there, meaning we're going to get hit, we're got to make some plays, and make sure we come out of there with a win.
Against the Red Blacks is now VA, escapes the pocket, throws across his body, and throws an interception.
On offense, the Stamps have struggled of late, and Adams hasn't been particularly happy with his game. The Stamps have lost 2 in a row, but receiver Dominic Rhymes says now's not the time to panic.
It's one of them things, man. You just got to stay the course. And if you're running a marathon, you can't just run a few miles and then stop like you're done. Now you got to keep going, and it's going to hurt some certain miles, certain kilometers. It's going to hurt more than others. But then once you keep going and you get to the finish line, you're going to be happy with the results. So you just got to keep pushing.
The defense that was so good early in the season has also struggled the last 2 weeks. In the losses against the Elks and Lions, the Stamps gave up a whopping 103 points. Veteran Derek Moncrief has been through this before and says it's important to stay the course.
Just stick to the fundamentals, stick to the basics, everything that we've been doing, our foundation, what we laid early on in the season from training camp all the way until now. We just got to refocus, and it's all about the small, minute details and just putting your hat on every day and working.
The Owls have won 2 in a row, and Dickinson knows it's going to be a challenge.
We're going up against a great team that's on a bit of a streak themselves, a winning streak. We just need to go play our game, get better, and hopefully come out of there with a win.
Kickoff for Friday night's game a little after 5 o'clock from Montreal.
Good stuff. Thank you, Glenn. Let's go back out to Danielle one more time. She's on location tonight at the Alberta Cancer Foundation Lottery Dream Villa in West Springs.
It's pretty stunning out here. Beautiful day, beautiful house, beautiful day. So let's talk about the forecast here really quick as a little recap. 25 degrees is our expected high for tomorrow. That comes with a whole bunch of sunshine. A little bit of a different story on Friday. Some cloud cover will creep in, small chance of showers, especially in the morning hours, and a high of 19. And for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're looking those daytime highs around that 20 mark. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. Kathleen Polyak sent this one in. This is a beautiful fall shot. I don't really think it gets much better than that, and I really do want to sit on this bench later, don't you, Tara?
That is a gorgeous shot, a gorgeous, I'm going to say, is that sunset or sunrise? I can't tell, but that would be a beautiful place to take in the evening, maybe take a dog for a walk. Very nice. Thanks for your company tonight. It was great to see you.
We're lucky with this weather.
Yeah, we are. We can't complain at all. For breaking news anytime, go to our website. We'll see you tomorrow.